Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. Let's go on a road trip. How about that? Let's go on a road trip. How many of you like to go on a road trip? Let's get on a road trip this morning. And that's what it's all about this morning. The text, the talk, the takeaway, 5 minutes or less is what we're going to share with you on this morning's Manna. Hope everybody is doing well on this morning. And you already know I got a word for you on this morning. And I need you to share the word. Don't keep it to yourself. Say good morning to a couple of folk, and then we're going to get right into the word on this morning. Good morning, Pamela. How are you on this morning? What a wonderful morning it is. Good morning, Ella. How are you? Good morning, Bobby. How are you? Diane, how are you? Verena, how are you? Celestine, how are you? Vicky, how are you guys doing? You already know. Good morning, Brenda. How is everything with you? How many of you like road trip? How many of you like a road trip? That's what we're going to share on this morning. A road trip. Well, I'm going to get right into it. A road trip. And guess what? There's a word for you when you go on the road trip. Psalms 121, 1 through 8. 121, 1 through 8. The verse 8 is what we're going to focus in on for the road trip. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forevermore. He'll bless your going out and your coming in. That's the take that you know, the King James Version. The ERV version, Revised Standard Version, is the Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forevermore. Story, and I'll come back and share this text with you with three things about this particular text and an application to take away. When we were small, my kids were small, and First Lady and I, we in military, we going from one state to the next, driving from here, being stationed there, all over the country, or just simply making a trip altogether. I made it a family tradition to read before we would depart Psalms 121, the entire psalm. It became such a family tradition that if I ever forgot in a hurry, worried about whether or not we were packed too much or not enough, and would be rushing away, the kids would stop me and they would say, "Dad, have you read the word? Psalms 121, 1 through 8. And I would read the whole psalm. Now, the 8th verse is the wrapping up of it, but let me kind of expand that and make application with three things that is said in that. What is happening is this was the psalm that the Israelites would sing as they would pilgrimage to Jerusalem. If they would come for the Passover once a year, they would travel from all over the Mediterranean area, the Palestinian area. And as they were traveling, they would sing this song. And it speaks to the fears that they had for the road trip. I think it's application for us on our morning manna as you take a road trip today. The first thing is this: God won't let you slip. Verse 3. He says he's going to keep my feet. Now, what they were talking about is as they were traversing the ridges and the mountainsides and the valleys and going up and down the hills, they didn't want their feet to slip in the ravine and slide down the mountainside. And they sung it, "God, you're going to keep my feet from slipping." The second thing that they would say is, "He that keepeth Israel will neither slumber nor sleep." That he would neither slumber nor sleep. In other words, they knew that they had to rest on the trip. And they would be worried about bandits coming in and robbing them on their journey. Hence, you have the Good Samaritan story of on the road to Jericho, and then someone robs him and leaves him for dead. That's where Jesus gets that from. Now, and they said, now we may be able to rest because God won't. God won't sleep on us. God won't permit our feet to slip. Here's the third thing in verse 5. In verse 5, it says this, and I'm going to read that verse 5 for you. It says, "The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand." They believe that the sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. They would either have heat stroke for walking during the day, or they believe that when the moon was full, they were have some kind of lunatic. That's where we get that from. That they would have that problem. They believe that. And they said that the Lord is going to create a shade for us. God will throw shade when it is needed. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: He's not going to let you slip. He's not going to let you fall. He's not going to sleep on you. He's not going to throw shade on you in the way that we throw shade today. The takeaway is this: God will ride shotgun whenever and wherever you go. God will ride shotgun whenever and wherever you go. The Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you, give you peace. If this bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. God bless you.